Hello everyone, welcome back in my class of embedded systems. We are in week number 3rd and this is part number 2 video lecture on computer system architecture. In part number 1 we discussed various components of a computer system and how they have organized, and then we discussed the components one by one. So far we have completed arithmetic logical unit and central processing unit. The last topic which we discussed in the previous session was CPU instruction cycle, and we discussed two different types of CPU instruction cycle which are referred as 3-stage CPU instruction cycle and 5-stage CPU instruction cycle. In case of 3-stage CPU instruction cycle, we will not see parallelism. So parallel instruction will not be allowed in 3-stage CPU instruction cycle, whereas 5-stage CPU instruction cycle will allow parallel execution of the instructions. So we will briefly discuss what is 3-stage and 5-stage instruction cycle. So here you can see CPU instruction cycle is presented. So this diagram is for 3-stage version of CPU instruction cycle. It is very simple and get completed in 3 steps. So the first step is fetching the instruction. So fetch the instruction. Suppose you want to execute 5 instructions I1 to I5. Then what will happen? Step number 1, execute this. That is, for the execution of this, perform 3-step task: fetching the instruction for I1, decoding the instruction for I1, and executing the instruction I1. Similarly, for instruction number 2, step number 2, that is iteration 2, fetching the instruction, decoding the instruction, and executing the instruction. For instruction I3, repeat the same process, that is in iteration number 3rd, fetching the instruction, decoding the instruction, and executing the instruction. So here you will not see no parallel execution. So one by one instruction will get executed. This system will be slow system. But if you want to improve the performance, so what you can do, you can execute multiple instructions in one go. And to do this, we introduce parallelism in the computer system, which is given in the next instruction model. So this is 5-stage version of CPU instruction cycle, and we apply this in parallel implementation of the instruction. So what will happen in this case? Here, if you want to perform operation for A plus B in parallel manner in 5-stage version, so what will happen? Fetching the instruction. So suppose this is instruction I1. So what you will do? Fetch the instruction, that is fetch this, then decode this, decode the meaning of this in the form of assembly code and binary code, then fetch the operands, what operation the system will perform, that is plus is my operator and A and B are my operands. So fetch the operands A and B and then execute the instruction, that is perform addition, and then after addition we'll get a new value, store the value in the temporary register. Suppose A is 2, B is 3. So what will happen? This is one of the instruction, I am calling it I1. In this model it will run like fetch the instruction, fetch I1 here, then decode the instruction. Decode the instruction means what we want to perform? We want to perform addition, that is fetch the operands now, perform addition, execute the instruction. When you will execute the instruction, 2 plus 3 will give you 5. Store the result, in the register, then we will store this value at some location and check the new instruction. So repeat this process again and again. I have given one example in assembly code. It has 3 elements. This is element number 1, E1. This is element number 2, E2. And this one is element number 3, E3. So this is 200 is the operand or the address. So it is representing some location, and the location address is 200. It is very similar to like pin code in the memory. Then R0 is temporary register, and STW is the operation which we want to perform, and it is represented as STW is the opcode. Opcode means the operation we would like to perform for these two. So this is 5 stage instruction model, and we use 5 stage instruction model for parallel system, whereas for simple system we can use this 3 stage model. It is fetching the instruction, decoding and executing. Here I have presented how the instruction and timing will get synchronized for the execution of any instruction. So this T0 to T5 is representing the time, and here you can see I have given the stages: S1 execute, S2 decode, S3 fetch. So first of all fetching, then this, and then this. Suppose I have instruction I1 and I would like to execute I1. So what will happen? First of all fetch the instruction. Then stage number 2 at time T1 decode the instruction. Then at time T3, T2 it will be execute the instruction. So one instruction is completed now. Now for I2 this process will repeat at time T3. That is fetch the instruction for I2, then decode the instruction for I2, and then execute the instruction for I2. So at different time interval, different instruction will get executed one by one in case of simple 3-stage CPU instruction model. Now the next slide I have presented for 5-stage CPU pipeline. So here this is T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6, T7, T8 and T9, and here multiple instructions will get executed at different time. So instruction I1, what I am doing? Fetching the instruction. Then for instruction I1 I am performing decoding the instruction. At the same time the computer is performing fetching the instruction for I2. So you can see these two instructions are running parallel together. Then for instruction I3 the system is fetching the instruction. For I2 decoding the instruction, and for I1 it is fetch operand. So like this, for I5 fetching the instruction, decoding the instruction, fetch operand, execute the instruction. So I1 will get executed at time interval 4. I2 will fetch the operand. For I3 decoding the instruction, and I4 will get loaded, that is fetching the instruction. So like this you can see all instruction I1 to I5 will get executed, and you can see I1 to I5 are my instructions. Fetch instruction, DI represents decode instruction, FO fetching the operand, EI execute the instruction, and then writing the final result in the memory. That is writing the final results after executing, writing the final result, after executing, writing the final result for I3. This is for I4, and this one is for I5. So here you can see instructions are running in parallel, and they are running all in one go at different interval of time I1 starting from T1 to T9. Now next we will see how CPU works and what are the different tasks CPU performs. So here you can see we are going to discuss CPU. I already explained the CPU is one of the primary component of a computer system. It is a primary component. Why it is primary component? Because it processes instructions. We discussed two models, 3-stage model without parallelism and 5-stage model with parallelism. So that is the reason CPU is very important component or a primary component of a computer system. CPU contains at least one processor. So if you are talking about CPU, central processing unit, so you will have to have one processor in it. Processor. Or nowadays we can see many processors in a computer system to improve the speed of the execution of the instruction. A CPU is nothing but an electronic circuit within a computer that carries out instructions of a computer program. And in this slide, what I'm going to show you how a computer program will get executed on the CPU using instruction stages. So this is my program, and this program, what this program does, this program add two values 5 and 6. It performs addition and store the result in X. This is what this program is going to do. You can use any programming language to perform this program, to implement this program. So what you will do, since computer understands machine language, so we cannot convert in one step, we cannot translate this program in machine language. So what we'll do, we'll use high level language to write the program, and then we'll compile our program. So compiler is required to compile the program, and then it will be coded in the RAM. So this is the coded version of this program, and this is my instruction for the computer system. So what will happen, this instruction will get fetched and then it will get decoded. So when it will get decoded, it will be 04 is the operator, 05 is the operand, and 06 is the operand. So operand is 5, operand is 6, and the operation is plus. So this is what we are going to do, that is decoding the instruction. Then after decoding the instruction, execute the instruction. So we want to perform sum, so we'll use adder circuit. Adder circuit of the arithmetic, logical and unit. So it will get executed 05, 06. You will use adder circuit, and after performing the addition, we'll get result 11. Store the result in a register. So this is how central processing unit works for completing the execution of any program. So this is all about computer architecture. So we discussed the ALU and central processing unit. We discussed how an instruction will get executed in without parallel system, and if you are using parallel system, then what will happen. So we discussed the two different execution model. The first one was 3-stage execution model, where fetching the instruction, where we perform 3 steps: fetching the instruction, decoding the instruction, and executing the instruction. And the same 3 tasks, steps you can perform in parallel for multiple instruction for improving the performance of the system. So that's all in this session. In the next session, I will explain what is embedded system. That's all. Thank you very much.